For the first time since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, tomorrow voters will weigh in directly on the issue of abortion rights. It's happening in Kansas, where a ballot measure will decide whether to amend the state's constitution to allow legislators to crack down on abortion. Both sides say it will be a bellwether for the midterms. Here's our Devin Dwyer in Wichita.
A campaign in Kansas.
And what's the name? Cassidy? Okay.
Unlike any America's seen in a generation.
This is probably the biggest election I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Abortion rights, still active in this very red state, are on the ballot.
Normally there aren't big elections like this in August.
This is typically where you just vote for your party, not going and voting for a huge decision like this.
My body, my choice.
Kansas is one of 8 states with constitutional protection for abortion, but a proposed amendment would eliminate a woman's right to choose.
Our elected officials, elected by the people, will be able to enact laws regulating the industry.
Jennifer Hickerson, a devout Catholic grandmother, supports the amendment as a stepping stone to a total abortion ban.
Abortion is the killing of an unborn baby. Everybody who's against this amendment was once that child.
Great way to get my steps in.
Susan Osborne, who is also a Catholic grandmother,
Which one do we want to do?
is on the other side,
I'm going to vote no.
pounding the pavement in searing summer heat
Let's do it.
to keep abortion access legal and safe.
For my daughter, for my granddaughter.
What have you been hearing when you go to the doors and talk to people?
Vote no. They're angry about Roe v. Wade, and they're angry that Kansas has this constitutional amendment coming up.
There is a base within Kansas, a strong, broad base that is uncomfortable with abortion. But being uncomfortable with abortion is not the same thing as wanting to pass a law like in Oklahoma, where there are no exceptions.
Russell Arbin Fox, who studies Kansas politics, calls it a bellwether for post-Roe America.
It is the first vote really of its kind in a half century.
At the center of debate are Kansas's 4 abortion clinics, together a refuge for women across the region, where most states have already banned or severely restricted abortion after Roe v. Wade was overturned.
I felt my heart sink, and I'm getting kind of emotional right now. The next thing I saw was that Roe and Casey were overturned. We see an average now of about 25 patients.
Ashley Brink is director of the Trust Women Clinic in Wichita that served around 300 patients last month.
Oklahoma, Texas.
Half of them from out of state. It was empty the day we visited, undergoing what staff called an urgent renovation and expansion.
Thankfully, Kansas does have a constitutional protection around abortion access for now. While we knew legally it wasn't going to impact us, we knew it was going to impact us in other ways. That same day, we had patients calling us from waiting rooms in other states.
So that was a really hard decision.
Outside the clinic, we met Adrienne, who asked we not use her full name. She got one of the last legal abortions in neighboring Oklahoma, but now worries it wasn't successful.
It's just really disheartening that I can't do something like this in my hometown, that I have to travel.
Driving nearly 200 miles to Wichita for an ultrasound and peace of mind.
Of course, I had my own indications about abortions, but life experiences happen, and the decisions you make is ones that you will make and live with. So for me, I just feel like women should have the ability to be trusted more in their decisions on what they do for themselves.
Why this vote is so important is that it is an infringement on folks' constitutional rights. So obviously we're renovating.
Dr. Christina Bourne is the clinic's medical director.
If we lose access to Kansas, then we lose access to being able to take care of a lot of people in the Midwest and in the South.
Glad to see they're voting no.
Going door to door,
I'm gonna try not to cry.
We heard conflicted emotions on the vote.
You don't save a life just by having it born into the world.
I just think that I have no business getting into anybody's, private life.
The amendment pitting neighbor against neighbor.
So people were taking these out and...
Yes, on a few separate occasions.
It's even dividing families.
Half of my family is vote yes, and then a couple of us are vote no.
So you're divided down the middle.
Yep.
The amendment says that because Kansans value both mothers and babies, the Kansas Constitution does not secure or create a right to abortion.
Brittany Jones is leading the campaign to amend the state constitution. She says the U.S. Supreme Court decision overturning Roe has raised the stakes here.
This would open the door to banning abortion completely in Kansas, right?
Value Them Both is absolutely not a ban on abortion. Value Them Both is all about protecting our more than 20 plus regulations that actually are saving lives and helping moms and babies.
But do you want a ban on abortion?
Value Them Both is absolutely not about that.
The other side says this isn't about bans. This is about letting people's representatives set policy.
This is absolutely about bans in Kansas. You know, this Kansas legislature has been conservative and held a majority for a number of years.
Polls show most Kansans, like most Americans, support restrictions on abortion, but majorities also feel strongly it shouldn't be completely banned.
What is this vote going to tell us?
This is a vote that's going to see whether or not in a Republican state that 60% majority, that 2/3 majority, can still make its voice be heard.
A big test.
Oh, Carla, I just totally woke you up.
In what normally would be a sleepy summer primary.
I think it sends a message to the rest of the United States to stand up, speak out, stay strong.
How confident are you that it'll pass?
Oh, you know, well, I'm confident that God's will be done.
No doubt the nation will be watching. Devin, thank you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.